In this video, I'm going to compare and contrast Kajabi and System.io. So if you're looking for a particular platform in which to host your backend, to host courses or digital products, you can kind of know which one might be the best for you. Now, as you can see here, I am canceling my Kajabi account. I have had it for over 2 years now, and I have moved to System.io. I did make a move to Techmatics and then moved away from Techmatics because of their billing practices. And so right now I am in between these two softwares. However, this is not going to be a video all about getting you to go to System.io. Honestly, I think System.io works really well for certain types of businesses and Kajabi works really well for other types of businesses. So I really just want to give you a realistic comparison between the two and what you kind of want to think about if you're trying to compare which of these two you want to host your business on. So I'm going to go through the list here and kind of talk about where these things are in each of the platforms and what you can do with them and what you can't do with them. And I'll have links both to Kajabi and to System.io. They will both likely be affiliate links. I won't make any money if you decide to go to Kajabi because I'm moving away from Kajabi, but that allows you to get the 30-day free trial if I include that link there. Obviously, you can just go to kajabi.com or system.io and you will be able to get to these sites without using my links. So on your dashboard here in Kajabi, you can see your opt-ins, your sales, the comments on your products or your customers, and then there's more information to get more out of Kajabi. On your System.io dashboard, you can see your new leads. So this is essentially your opt-ins, and you can see your sales for the past 30 days. You can also change this up here. Typically, there will also be on the side here a list of all the new leads and sales you've made. Since that includes emails, I went ahead and hid that for this tutorial so that I don't need to cover it up later, but that's usually over there. So if we go back to Kajabi, the next thing down is your products. And Kajabi has a lot of different types of products that you can offer. So it has all products, it has courses, coaching, community, and podcast. You can have different types of products. Obviously, System.io, if you go to their products, you can include physical products here. So you can include physical products that you sell, and then it will show that there's an order, and then obviously you would fulfill that physical product. And then you also have courses and course bundles. Courses are just like the courses that are here, and course bundles are basically equivalent to Kajabi's offers. So it's a way to group several course products together in a single purchase. To create a course, you can basically kind of come in here. Obviously, I've created courses in here, and this is basically how your content is presented. You can have folders, you can even add in subfolders here, a submodule, and then you have lessons in here. And then you can kind of customize what the checkout pages look like and everything like that. You can also see that this now has live video sessions in here. Because I'm moving away from Kajabi, I really haven't tried this. But if you are interested in that, that might be something that you might want to consider in your move, is you can now do live video sessions within your courses. Now, a big difference between System.io and Kajabi is if you look at how you actually create a lesson in a course, you can see that you give it a title, you tell it what module it's in, you give it some media. This can either be generally audio or video, and then you have your description down here. But when you look at these courses, they're all going to get displayed in the same way. However, in System.io, if I go to my products and my courses, and I go to that same course, Notion for PhDs, you can see in here, you still have your lessons here and you have folders. You can add in more folders by adding in a module, but you cannot add in submodules. So you only can have one module, not subfolders of your courses. But these actually look a lot different than Kajabi. So when you go in to edit them, they actually come up like a page editor. So you can have comments and you can get automatically emailed whenever someone makes a comment. But it's actually just like a page editor. So you can add multiple videos in here. You can kind of put in free text, anything like that. It's just a free way to basically create just a website to host your course. So if you really like doing a large mix of text and videos on a single lesson page, then System.io's course editor might be a little bit better suited than if you just like to have one video with some links or description underneath. Kajabi's might be a little bit more suited. You can, of course, create a template within System.io and then just duplicate that. So all you have to do is re-upload your video or anything like that. In Kajabi, you can have your coaching products as well. And so this is where I used to have one, but I've gotten rid of it since. Once you have someone purchase your coaching package, it's really easy for them to come in and book sessions and have all those materials available for them. There's also the community, and there is an older version of the community, and that used to reside in courses. And then there's this new version of a community, which is Vibely. Obviously, I haven't created one because I knew I was moving away. System.io also has a community. I would say both the old version and probably the new version of Kajabi's community is probably a little bit better than the System.io community. Here's just a test one that I was playing around with, but basically it's fairly simple. You can write a post and add in topics. One reason why I do like Kajabi's a little bit better is because you can actually, whenever someone purchases something, they're automatically added to the community. That's not possible with System.io's system right now. So that's one thing to be careful of with System.io's community versus Kajabi's. You can just include it in an offer, which is really nice. And then, of course, Kajabi can host your podcast, whereas System.io does not have that option. System.io does have the physical products option built in. So if you go into an example physical products page, you have the name, the description, the tax, price, and the currency. You can select the currency individually for every single offer and price. You can upload images here, and then you can even add in variations here as well. So that is overall what a physical product looks like. And that's basically all of your products in both Kajabi and System.io. So the next thing is sales. So in this case, your sales are predominantly your offers, your coupons, your payments, and your affiliates. Now, both Kajabi and System.io does have affiliates. So you can see my affiliate program here under your sales in System.io. They both have affiliates. I have not used either affiliate program, so I'm not going to comment on which is better than which because I honestly don't know. I do know that in Kajabi's, you have to make all the payments yourself, whereas in System.io, there is a way to automatically pay through Wise and PayPal, in case you're curious about that. So for every course, you're going to need to make an offer, and you can make multiple offers for the same course. So you can create different offers, and then you simply need to put a link to your sales pages to go to these offer checkout pages. Now, in System.io, this is done a little bit differently. So if you go into your products, you can go to course bundles, and you can see here I have 4 course bundles, but I'm actually not putting any pricing information in here. So if I go into my Research Mastery Academy, you can see there's just 2 products in here or 2 courses in here. And that's all this allows you to do is to add a course in here. So when someone buys this, they get added to this course bundle. And then if you want to add a course later on, all you have to do is add it to the course bundle instead of having to re-enroll everyone into that course. And so then what happens is if we go into funnels, I'm just going to go into this test funnel up here. When you have an order form, you can then choose whether you're offering a physical or a digital product, and then you will add the course bundle here. So you can say, is it a course bundle, tag, or community access? And so we're going to do course bundle here, and then you can choose that course bundle. So I can say I want to give them access to the Research Mastery Academy, and I want to give them full access or drip content. So you actually do all of this on the sales page and not in a different area. And then you add in the pricing information here as well on the sales page. So in this way, you can choose one that's already been created. So I can click Create New, and I can call this my Research Mastery Academy. And then I can just copy and paste that here. I'm going to paste it there too. And then I can say that this is a subscription. Now, both Kajabi and System.io allows you to have one-time payments, full payments, so like installment payments, and subscriptions. So you can see if I go into any of these offers here, and I go to the offer pricing and click Edit, and I come down here, you can see this is a one-time payment, but you can have multiple payments, subscription, and free. The other thing that you can do, which I personally haven't done, is the pay what you want option. So you can click pay what they can pay what they want. So you set a minimum price and then you're able to increase from there. System.io does not have this particular feature. So if you really want this feature, I would definitely do it within Kajabi, not System.io. And so in this case, you can set trial periods for everything. Mine's going to be 0 days, and we can say that they're going to pay $20 for each month. And then you can save that, and that gets added in there. And then you also add coupons on the individual page as well, not broad coupons. So in Kajabi coupons, you can see that you just add one, and then you can set the offers that it goes to, where you can't do that within System.io. It has to be on the specific coupon page. So a couple things that I forgot to mention is also the limits. So for courses, if you want any form of product on the basic plan in Kajabi, you can get 3. On the second higher plan, you can get 15 total products. And then System.io's is very different. You can also add order bumps, and you can add order bumps both in Kajabi. It's done with underneath the offer. In System.io, it is done on the web page itself. So that is overall what's happening. In sales, you can also see your payments. You can see that as well. If you go to products and sales, you can see your transactions, your subscriptions, and your orders. Your orders are going to your physical products. Your transactions and subscriptions would be for more of your digital products. And then you can also, it looks like you can set up more broadly used coupon codes here as well. So the next part is website. And this was something that really confused me in System.io when I first started, and I'll show you that in a minute. But basically, here is your website. This is your main homepage. And then if you go into pages, you're going to see all of your website pages, and then you can have landing pages as well for all of your like sales pages and stuff like that. And then you also have funnels here as well. So I'm going to first talk about websites, and then I'm going to go into funnels, and we're also going to talk about blogs in this section too. In your general website pages, I want to show you what this looks like real quick. So this is overall your editor. You can this is the older version of the editor. I didn't upgrade to the newer version, which is a little bit different, but mostly the same here. So you can add in a section, and you have a lot of different options for the different types of things you can add in to any web page, like a button, call to action, link list, logo list, a showcase, slideshow, video, all of these great things, even assessments. In your dashboard, what confused me is your website is actually under blogs. So if you go to your blogs, and I'll just come in here to my main business. And so the first page is post, but the second section is pages. And these are actually your website. So if you look, this is the homepage of my website. And so if I click on this, you can see that I have my homepage up here, and I can have really similar information. So I can have form inputs in here, buttons, information, all these different things. These are some YouTube videos and playlists that are included that I can just do with custom coding. I can just input the YouTube embed code in. And so you can overall see this is kind of what my web page looks like. It is just drag and drop. The one nice thing that I really like is in System.io, you can actually edit within the website. In Kajabi, to edit this, my text box is over here. So you can't actually type anything in the website version of it. It's just really a display, whereas this part is actually an editor here. But overall, they're fairly similar. This has a little bit nicer with the sections, rows, and columns. This doesn't really have that kind of specificity in what it's doing. You can't control that as well in the Kajabi website editor. So now, since this is in blogs, I want to go ahead and show you another thing. So basically, you have a blog layout, and then if you come here, you also have a post layout. And so basically, you can control the main elements. So maybe like your header and your footer and your blog layout in System.io. And then for your individual post pages, you can control what those posts look like. So if you click on post layout, you can basically say, this is what I want my post to look like. This is what the title's going to be. This is how it's formatted and all of this stuff, and even add in comments down below. Now, if I go out And then you can write your blog post in here. And so with your blog post, they're actually just web pages. So you can kind of do what you want here. You're not limited by just a text box. And then you can also add in, you can see I already have mine up here. You can add in a table of contents. And with this, you can add in which headings are included in your table of contents, and it will automatically build out that table of contents for you. So I'm really more pro the blog of System.io over Kajabi's, and I want to show you why. So if I go to Kajabi's blog, and I'm going to come back up to funnels in a second, but if I go to Kajabi's blog, let's click on one of these. This is how you write your blogs in Kajabi. So you can put in your title here, but basically you're writing your blog in just this text box. And it looks like they eventually made it to where this is actually grows with you, but it used to be like super tiny, just like your typical, maybe like to here. And then you would have to just kind of scroll all the way till you get it. If you want to embed a video, you're needing to do that in the source code instead of just dragging or dropping a video in. And then you're basically just editing it like you would just any text input, instead of being able to control a lot of the things you might want to control without using custom coding. You do have your SEO sharing here. And if you come in here and go into your settings, you can see you also have those same options within here too. And you can select your categories as well. Now, you can control what a blog page will look like. So if you go to your pages and come down to blog post, this is where you can kind of control that blog layout. But it's really just blog post body and blog sidebar. There's not a lot of options that you have in being able to control every specific thing in the way that it looks. So that's a good thing to kind of know from there. So the next part is funnels. And if you go into marketing, you can either have landing pages or you can have them be in funnels. So in funnels, you're dealing with a very similar page editor. So if you click on a funnel, you can see that you can kind of see the different things that are happening here. So this is a opt-in page, and then these are an email sequence that's being sent, a confirmation page, a webinar room, and then a sales page is what's happening here. And so these all have the very similar page editor that we talked about before. Now, System.io's is a little bit different. If you go into your funnel, what you actually have is a series of pages. You don't have emails available in your funnel, and I'll show you about emails in a second. And then when you add a step in Kajabi, all your pages kind of start out the same. Now, you can go look at different templates, but what you can do on that page doesn't change. In System.io, it does. So you can see the type here. For an opt-in, you have a squeeze page, inline, pop-up, opt-in, thank you page. And then you have sales pages. So you have a sales page, an order form, thank you, upsell, downsell. And all of these actually have different options built in. So they have different elements that you can drag on. So an upsell and a downsell has a one-click charge button essentially, whereas your order form has an actual like payout processing element built in within it. And then your webinar has slightly different things. So like on those pages, they include videos, but it's very specific controlled things. And then you have a few miscellaneous pages down here as well. So the overall build of it, you can edit all of the information in here. Obviously, you put the physical or digital product in here, like I showed you before. And then when you go to edit the page, you can see that you have different things in here. So in this case, this is a form input. And what you actually do is you drag in just these form inputs, and then you change what it provides here. So you can actually create custom fields and just have them enter in what you want them to enter in or anything like that. This is a offer price, and so this is where they would select different prices depending on what you've added into the main page as well. So overall, that's your funnels. That's how you're going to get your opt-ins and how you're going to sell things. System.io also has A/B testing, where Kajabi does not have A/B testing up to this point. And then the other really big thing I want to talk about is automations. And this is one of those things that obviously Kajabi is going to be a little bit more expensive, and it's going to have a lot more than System.io, to be fair. But automations is one area that System.io I feel really shines over Kajabi. And so if we go into the automation rules, you can see that basically you just have a rule. When this happens, then do this, and then you can set conditions here. And I think you might need to be on the middle plan to even set conditions here. What I like is at System.io, you have in your automations, you have rules and workflows. And I really like having the visual ability to look at a workflow. So if you look at a workflow, you can create a trigger. And so that trigger can be something was added. Let's just throw something random in here. And then you can have an action, a delay, or a decision. So this is where you can kind of do those conditionings. So you can say like if contact field, select a field equals 1. I know none of them will, so that's fine. So if it has this, if yes, then it's going to do whatever you put over here. If no, it's going to do whatever you put over here. So this is one type of way of doing automations. If you want a little bit more complicated automations, you can do that through this. But then there's also automation rules instead of workflows. And what's nice here, unlike Kajabi's automations where it's literally one thing on the when and one thing on the then, you can have one trigger that has multiple actions. So you don't need to wonder, you can just add to the same action instead of having to wonder where all the things are. So you can see down here, I have send email, and this isn't actually a campaign, an email campaign. It's just a single one-off email that gets sent. And so you can just immediately send it, but you can also enroll in a campaign. So you can both add and remove from a campaign in all of these. Basically, you get really similar things to what is happening in your automated workflows, in your automated rules, except you don't get to have those if statements within your automated rules. So this is just something happened, now do all of these things. And so that's really how you can have your automations set up. Now, one of the last things is email. So you can see email campaigns are in here. And so you can basically include your email campaigns. And this is one area that honestly, I think Kajabi does a little bit better than System.io. So if you go into, these are just one-off campaigns, but I can also look at sequences. And so if I go into a sequence, I can have my subscribe and unsubscribe triggers in here. And then I can add automations to every single one of my emails in here. And so if I instead go into my email and go into campaigns, which is the same thing as the Kajabi campaigns I just showed you, and I click on one, you can see I can have multiple emails. I can even set delays for those emails, but I can't add in automation so that when this is sent, something happens. I don't have that ability within System.io. So there are a lot of benefits to this type of system. You can do some really cool things with it, but if you don't need that and you just want to send out emails, System.io's system is fine as well. And then both of these also have contacts areas, and I'm not going to get into that area just because there's a lot of sensitive details in my accounts for that area. So the last thing I want to do is kind of walk through the pricing and structures for what you get for the price on each of these. So here you can see that Kajabi's lowest plan is $149 a month. That gives you 3 products and 3 funnels and 10,000 contacts. And so if you have a lot of products, you're probably going to need to go to the second up plan, which is $200 a month, which gives you 15 products and 15 funnels, 25,000 contacts, and 10,000 active customers. And then the pro plan is probably for really, really large businesses that probably wouldn't consider using System.io anyway. Now, System.io actually has a free plan. And so with this, you get 2,000 contacts. You are going to have basically a watermark on all of your emails and all of your landing pages if you're on the free plan. You can have 3 sales funnels. You can have 15 pages among those 3 sales funnels. You do get unlimited emails. You can have 1 blog, which is essentially 1 website and unlimited blog post. And you can only have 1 course on this plan and 1 email campaign. So this would be fine if you're doing something very, very simple and you're fine with that watermark being there. But if you're just building, I built my current system on the free plan until I needed to upgrade to get those additional products to move the rest of mine over. So if you're building, you can start working on the free plan and kind of see how you like it. Then you have the startup. So for $27 a month, that's going to remove all the watermarking. You can have 5,000 contacts, 10 funnels, 50 funnel pages, basically 5 different websites with different custom domains. So you can see if I scroll down, the custom domains, you can get 3 different custom domains. You also have different integrations here, but the main ones that I think most people would care about is the courses. You can have 5, unlimited students, and unlimited emails. And then the plan that I'm currently on is webinar. It gives me 10,000 contacts, 20 different courses, 300 funnel steps, 50 funnels, and 20 blogs. And so I'm going to need to move probably within the next 3 months from the webinar to the unlimited, primarily because I'm going to outgrow the contacts. I'm almost at 7,000 contacts. And so I'm just going to need to upgrade for that reason. And at $97, you get unlimited everything. So overall, I would say that if you want to do complex things in your businesses, especially complex automations, complicated pathways, Kajabi is going to be the best bet for you. If you are just starting out in your business, you're not really settled in it, or you just have a really simple system. For my example, I have a really, really simple system in my business. I market with YouTube practically only. And then I have 2 different sales sequences that sell my 2 different main products. So overall, my systems are very, very simple. That is why I have chosen to make the move from Kajabi to System.io. But if you want to do heavily automated things, if someone clicks this link in your email, you want to automatically trigger this to happen, I would not recommend going to System.io. It's not going to be what you want it to be. Or if you're really, really focused on coaching and you want the benefits that Kajabi coaching has over System.io really doesn't. You can basically give a course and then you have to do everything else through one-on-one contact for your coaching. You can do it, but it's not set up well to do it. So I hope this really gives you an in-depth guide into what it's going to look like if you choose to go with Kajabi or System.io. I will leave a few tutorials on the screen if you're interested in either of these. And please like this video if it helped, and subscribe to this channel for more tutorials I have a bunch of tutorials already on Kajabi, and I will be making more tutorials on System.io in the future. I hope this was helpful, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.